Hey everyone, Jeff Corwin here. Imagine you're out on the vast blue Pacific Ocean. The air is salty, the sun is warm, and suddenly, a massive gray shape breaks the surface. It's not smooth like a dolphin or sleek like a shark. Instead, its back is lined with a series of bumps like the knuckles on a closed fist. You've just met the incredible gray whale, and that unique feature is exactly how it earned its fantastic nickname, the knuckleback whale. These creatures are true ocean titans, gentle giants that carry the stories of the sea right on their skin. They are living, breathing testaments to the power and mystery of our planet's marine world, and getting to see one is an experience you will never, ever forget. The gray whale is one of the most fascinating animals I've ever had the privilege to encounter. They belong to a group of whales known as baleen whales, but they are in a family all by themselves. This makes them truly unique. Unlike their cousins who might cruise the open ocean, gray whales are coastal travelers, often staying within sight of land during their long journeys. This makes them one of the most observed and studied of all the great whales. They connect different parts of our world, from the icy waters of the Arctic all the way down to the warm, calm lagoons of Mexico. They are a bridge between ecosystems, a living link that reminds us just how interconnected our planet really is. When you first see a gray whale, you might be struck by its sheer size and its rugged, almost ancient appearance. These animals are not just passing through the ocean, they are an integral part of it. Their very existence shapes the environments they travel through. They are like seasoned explorers carrying maps of their long travels etched onto their bodies. For thousands of years they have followed the same paths, faced the same challenges and played the same vital role in the health of our seas. They are a symbol of endurance, a species that has faced down extinction and continues to inspire awe and wonder in everyone lucky enough to witness them in their natural habitat. So, get ready to dive in with me as we explore the world of this knuckleback giant. We're going to uncover the secrets behind its unique look, learn about its incredible feeding habits, and follow it on one of the longest migrations of any mammal on Earth. We'll look at the dangers they face and the amazing ways they contribute to the ocean's web of life. The story of the gray whale is a powerful one. It's a tale of survival, of deep connection to the planet, and of the responsibility we all share to protect these magnificent creatures for generations to come. Let's get started on this amazing adventure. Let's take a closer look at what makes the gray whale so visually stunning. When you see one up close, it's not just a uniform gray color. Their skin is a mottled patchwork of gray, white, and black, covered in scars and patches that tell the story of a long life lived in the wild. But what really stands out are the passengers they carry with them. Their bodies are living reefs, encrusted with colonies of barnacles. These barnacles attach themselves to the whale when it's just a calf in the warm lagoons and stay there for life, creating distinctive white patterns. It's an incredible example of a symbiotic relationship, where one creature makes its home on another. Beyond the barnacles, you'll also notice patches of orange creatures scattered across the whale's head and in the folds of its skin. These are not parasites in the harmful sense, but are actually crustaceans called whale lice. They are specially adapted to live only on gray whales, and they feed on the whale's flaking skin and on the algae that grows around the barnacles. It might sound a little strange, but these little critters are part of the whale's personal ecosystem. Each gray whale has a unique pattern of barnacles and lice, making them individually identifiable to researchers, almost like a fingerprint. It's a wild and beautiful collaboration of life. Now let's talk about size. These are not small animals by any stretch of the imagination. An adult gray whale can grow up to 49 feet long. That's longer than a school bus. They can weigh a staggering 40 tons, which is about the same as 8 full-grown elephants. Even their babies, called calves, are huge, born at around 15 feet long and weighing a ton. And remember those knuckles? Instead of a dorsal fin like many other whales, gray whales have a low hump followed by a series of 6 to 12 of these bumps or knuckles running down their backs toward their powerful tail flukes. This distinctive ridge is what makes them so easy to identify. Everything about the gray whale's appearance is a testament to its lifestyle. The scars might come from encounters with orcas, from scraping along the rocky ocean floor, or from jostling with other whales. The barnacles and lice are souvenirs from their travels. Their immense size helps them retain heat in the frigid Arctic waters and provides the energy reserves needed for their long migration. They are not just swimming through the ocean, they are wearing it. Each whale is a living chronicle, a breathing map of its journeys and its struggles, making it one of the most rugged and awe-inspiring creatures in the entire animal kingdom. One of the most unique things about the gray whale is how it eats. Unlike other massive baleen whales that gulp fish or krill from the open water, the gray whale is a bottom feeder. That's right, it gets its meals from the mud and sand of the ocean floor. This feeding strategy is so specialized that it sets them apart from nearly all other whales. A gray whale will dive down to the seafloor, roll onto its side, usually its right side, and suck up huge mouthfuls of sediment. It acts like a giant marine vacuum cleaner, slurping up mud, sand, and everything living within it. This is a messy, gritty way to eat, and it's a key reason why their bodies look so weathered. So how does it separate the food from all that mud? This is where its baleen comes in. Instead of teeth, gray whales have plates of baleen hanging from their upper jaw. These plates are made of keratin, the same stuff as our fingernails, and have coarse bristles that act like a giant sieve. After taking in a huge mouthful of seafloor gunk, the whale uses its powerful tongue to press the water and mud out through the baleen plates. The tasty morsels, like amphipods, small crustaceans, and tube worms, get trapped in the bristles, ready to be swallowed. This method is incredibly effective and allows them to feast on the rich life hidden just beneath the surface of the seabed. This unique feeding style has a visible impact on the whales themselves. Scientists have noticed that most gray whales have more barnacles and scars on the right side of their heads and bodies. This is because most of them are right-handed, meaning they prefer to roll onto their right side when they feed. This causes the right side of their head and jaw to get scraped and scratched more often as they dredge the ocean bottom. You can often see the baleen plates on their right side are more worn down than those on the left. It's a fascinating physical clue that tells us exactly how these animals make their living in the depths. During their summer feeding season in the Arctic, a single gray whale can eat over a ton of food every single day. They need to pack on an immense amount of blubber, a thick layer of fat to sustain them for the rest of the year. This is because they eat very little, if at all, during their long migration and their time in the southern breeding lagoons. All that mud plowing in the summer is essential for their survival. It powers their epic journey and provides the energy for mothers to nurse their calves. This bottom-feeding behavior isn't just unique, it's the very foundation of their entire life cycle. The gray whale's migration is one of the true wonders of the natural world. It is one of the longest annual migrations of any mammal on Earth. Every year, these incredible animals travel on a round trip that can cover up to 12,000 miles. That's like traveling from New York to Los Angeles and back, twice. This epic journey takes them from their feeding grounds in the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Arctic, the Bering, Chukchi, and Beaufort Seas, all the way down to the warm, sheltered lagoons of Baja California, Mexico. It's a trip driven by the fundamental needs of life, to feed and to breed. The journey begins in the fall, as the Arctic waters begin to freeze over. The whales, now fat and full from a summer of feasting, start heading south. They travel at a steady pace of about 3 to 5 miles per hour, a journey that can take 2 to 3 months each way. They hug the coastline, which makes them one of the most visible migrating whales. This coastal route may help them navigate and avoid predators like pods of orcas that patrol the deeper waters. Pregnant females are often the first to leave the Arctic, eager to reach the safety of the lagoons to give birth. The lagoons of Baja California are the perfect nursery for gray whales. The water there is warm, calm, and shallow, offering protection from predators and the harsh storms of the open ocean. It is here, in places like San Ignacio Lagoon and Magdalena Bay, that the pregnant females give birth to their calves. For the next few months, the mothers will nurse their young, helping them build up a thick layer of blubber for the cold journey north. The lagoons are also a social hub where mating occurs. It's a critical time for the entire gray whale population, ensuring the survival of the next generation. But this long journey is filled with challenges. The whales fast for most of the migration, relying entirely on their blubber reserves for energy. Mothers in particular lose a massive amount of body weight while nursing their calves. They face threats from killer whale attacks, especially for the vulnerable calves. They must also navigate busy shipping lanes and areas with fishing gear, which can lead to ship strikes or entanglement. The migration is a grueling test of endurance, a testament to the strength and resilience of these magnificent ocean travelers. The gray whale's unique feeding behavior does more than just fill its belly, it plays a crucial role in the health of the ocean ecosystem. When a gray whale scoops up mouthfuls of sediment from the seafloor, it acts like a giant tiller in a garden. This process, known as bioturbation, stirs up the mud and sand, releasing nutrients that were trapped in the seabed. These nutrients are then circulated back into the water column, where they become available for tiny plankton and other small organisms at the base of the food web. In this way, gray whales help to fertilize their own feeding grounds, ensuring a rich supply of food for future generations. This stirring of the seafloor creates what scientists call feeding pits. These massive depressions on the ocean floor become temporary new habitats for other creatures. But the benefits don't stop there. As the whale surfaces after a mouthful of mud, it leaves behind a massive plume of sediment in the water. This plume is like a dinner bell for thousands of seabirds. They flock to the surfacing whale, picking off the small crustaceans and other invertebrates that are stirred up. It's a fantastic example of a commensal relationship, where the birds benefit from the whale's activity, and the whale is largely unaffected. It's like a floating mobile buffet for the birds of the sea. Even the whale's own body provides for others. We already talked about the barnacles and whale lice that live on its skin, but the whale's influence extends even after its life is over. When a gray whale dies, its massive carcass sinks to the ocean floor in an event known as a whale fall. This brings an enormous amount of organic material to the deep sea, an environment where food is typically scarce. A single whale fall can create a rich, thriving ecosystem that can last for decades. It provides food for scavengers like hagfish and sleeper sharks, and later, a host of smaller organisms that colonize the bones. The gray whale is truly an ecosystem engineer. From plowing the seafloor to creating feeding opportunities for birds and sustaining deep-sea communities after death, its impact is felt throughout the marine environment. They are not just inhabitants of the ocean, they are active participants in its health and vitality. Their actions create ripples of life that support a vast array of other species. Protecting gray whales means protecting the complex and interconnected web of life that depends on them, from the smallest plankton to the largest seabirds. They are a keystone species in every sense of the word. The story of the gray whale is a powerful lesson in conservation. It's a tale of a species pushed to the very edge of extinction, not once but twice, and its incredible journey back. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, commercial whaling had a devastating impact on gray whale populations. Whalers hunted them relentlessly, both in their Arctic feeding grounds and in the calm breeding lagoons of Mexico. The whales were relatively easy to hunt because they stayed close to shore and were fiercely protective of their calves. This protective instinct earned them the name devilfish from whalers, as mothers would furiously fight back to defend their young. By the early 1900s, the eastern Pacific gray whale population had been decimated. It was estimated that as few as 2,000 individuals remained, down from a pre-whaling population of tens of thousands. The species was disappearing before our very eyes. Thankfully, a turning point came in 1946 when the International Whaling Commission was formed, and protections were put in place that banned the commercial hunting of gray whales. This, along with Mexico establishing whale sanctuaries in the breeding lagoons, gave the species a fighting chance. It was a critical moment that pulled them back from the brink. With these protections, the gray whale population began a slow but remarkable recovery. Over the next 50 years, their numbers steadily climbed. By 1994, the population was estimated to have returned to its pre-whaling levels, and the eastern Pacific gray whale was removed from the U.S. endangered species list. It was hailed as one of the greatest conservation success stories of all time. It proved that with international cooperation and a genuine commitment to conservation, we can help species recover. The gray whale became a symbol of hope, showing that it is possible to reverse the damage we have caused. However, the story doesn't end there. Today, gray whales face a new set of modern threats. Climate change is warming the Arctic, which could affect their food supply. Increased ship traffic along their migration route leads to a higher risk of fatal ship strikes. And perhaps one of the biggest dangers is entanglement in fishing gear, such as crab pots and gill nets, which can injure, exhaust, and drown the whales. These new challenges remind us that conservation is an ongoing effort. The gray whale's survival is still in our hands, and we must remain vigilant to ensure they continue to grace our oceans for centuries to come. For thousands of years, long before commercial whalers arrived, gray whales held a deep cultural significance for the indigenous peoples living along the Pacific coast. From the Chukchi people of Siberia to the Makah of Washington and the coastal communities of Baja California, the gray whale was a central figure in their traditions, stories, and survival. For some, the whale was a source of food, materials, and spiritual power. Every part of the whale was used, from the meat and blubber for sustenance, to the bones for tools and structures. The annual migration of the whales marked the changing of seasons and was woven into the fabric of their calendars and ceremonies. These ancient connections were based on a profound respect for the animal. The whale was not just a resource, it was a respected relative, a powerful being to be honored. The whale hunt itself was a highly spiritual and ritualized event, undertaken with great reverence. The stories passed down through generations often speak of the whale as a transformer, a guide, or a guardian of the sea. This deep, historical relationship stands in stark contrast to the industrial-scale whaling that followed. It reminds us that it is possible for humans and whales to coexist in a relationship built on respect and sustainability, a lesson we are still learning today. In modern times, a new relationship with the gray whale has emerged, one based on wonder and admiration. The coastal migration and the accessible breeding lagoons have given rise to a thriving ecotourism industry. Every winter, thousands of people travel to the coast of California and Oregon or journey to the lagoons of Baja California for the chance to see these gentle giants up close. In the lagoons, something truly magical happens. The whales, particularly the mothers and calves, often approach the small tourist boats, or pangas. They are known for their friendly behavior, seeking out contact, allowing people to touch them, and even lifting their calves to the surface for a closer look. This incredible interaction has transformed the economy of many local communities in Mexico. Former whaling towns are now centers for whale watching, providing a sustainable livelihood that depends on the whales being alive and healthy. It's a powerful example of how conservation can benefit both wildlife and people. The awe and personal connection people feel when they touch a living, breathing whale can be life-changing. It fosters a deep appreciation for marine life and inspires a new generation of ocean advocates. The gray whale has become an ambassador for its species and for the entire ocean, connecting with us on a personal level and reminding us of what we stand to lose. The gray whale is more than just a magnificent animal. It is a symbol of resilience, a barometer for the health of our oceans, and a testament to the power of conservation. Their epic journey connects ecosystems across thousands of miles. Their feeding habits enrich the seafloor, and their very survival story gives us hope. They show us that the natural world can recover from our mistakes if we give it a chance. But they also serve as a constant reminder that our work is never done. The threats they face today, from climate change and habitat loss to plastic pollution and marine traffic, are complex and urgent. The future of the gray whale is intrinsically linked to our own actions. So, what can we do to help protect these knuckleback giants? The solutions start with awareness and responsible choices. Supporting sustainable seafood practices helps reduce the risk of whales getting entangled in harmful fishing gear. When you're at the beach or on the water, make sure to dispose of your trash properly to keep plastics and other debris out of the ocean. Reducing our carbon footprint by conserving energy can help combat the larger issue of climate change, which is altering the fragile Arctic environment where these whales must feed to survive their long journey. Every small action contributes to a healthier planet for all its inhabitants. We can also become advocates for the ocean. Supporting organizations that work on marine conservation, whale research, and habitat protection makes a real difference. When you go whale watching, choose responsible tour operators who follow strict guidelines to avoid disturbing the animals. These operators not only provide incredible educational experiences but also contribute to local economies that depend on healthy whale populations. By using our voices and our choices, we can encourage stronger protections for marine sanctuaries and migration corridors, ensuring these animals have a safe passage on their incredible journeys. The gray whale has traveled the oceans for millennia, a living, breathing part of our planet's natural heritage. They have survived ice ages and fought back from the brink of extinction. Now, it is our turn to be their guardians. By respecting their habitat, making conscious choices, and sharing their incredible story, we can ensure that future generations will have the chance to witness the wonder of the knuckleback giant. Their journey is a part of our planet's rhythm, and it is our shared responsibility to make sure that rhythm never fades away. Let's work together to keep our oceans and these amazing whales thriving